With the current state of the NFL, it seems like it's the same teams in the Super Bowl each year, and a lot of the same teams winning it in general, and the fans have been unhappy with the result. It almost seems like a script to build storylines to push the brand rather than it just being natural and unforced. With many deciding to quit watching, owners of NFL teams have been scrambling and have decided that the only way to bring interest back and regain lost value on their once established team brands would be a league-wide relocation. Now with that means brand new team names, brand new logos, brand new uniforms, but the problem with that is you still have the rosters. What do you do about the rosters, as even if it's a new name, a new logo, new uniform, whatever, it's still going to basically be the same team if the players don't change. So with that being said, the league would enact the first ever fantasy draft. While not everyone was happy about all of this, they did genuinely agree that there seemed to be no alternative to the situation. The only problem is there's one NFL team without an official owner, and with there being no chance the fans of Green Bay would help fund and attend games for a team that wouldn't even be in Wisconsin anymore, the NFL needed a new owner. And with a tanking value/image, and in short notice, they sold the team slot at a discount. But it came with a cost. And that cost would be that they would not be able to take players that other teams wanted. They had to take the bottom of the barrel players, as the other teams had a lot more money invested, so they obviously had more pull. Now, while these players are very talented in their own rights, they are obviously a bit less skilled and potentially past their prime compared to the rest of the league. But if the new owner wanted to play ball, that was the sacrifice they were forced to take. With that being said, they hired no other coach that would be able to do this job other than Fredward Dingler IV, who comes from a strong line of developmental coaches and was hired to stir the ship. The rest is history. This is their story. Now, with the draft being televised, none of the uniforms, the team names, the locations have been disclosed, as the league wants people to follow their favorite players rather than just going and following the team with the biggest market, the coolest logos, the coolest name, all of that. So with that being said, the first ever fantasy draft has now commenced. And with the very first pick of the fantasy draft, of course, the team would be going for the most important position on the field, which is quarterback. Tyson Bagent was one of the only players really approved by the league, as even guys that are not the most accurate, if they're too strong, if they're too fast, teams want them, even as their backups. Even backups get higher priority than this team's starting group. So, of course, Tyson Bagent is a guy that's kind of a middle-of-the-pack guy for both of those things. Throw power is good enough. Speed is okay, but neither are top-tier league elite ratings. And Tyson Bagent is going to be the very first draft pick of this, let's be honest, long-shot team. And obviously you need to protect your quarterback, so the next pick would be Caleb Jones, the giant left tackle. Yes, you could argue big, and people love big offensive linemen, but not the strongest guy, very far from the fastest guy. So while he is big, doesn't have the most redeeming qualities outside of that, so gonna give him a chance. Young enough, though, as well. So while they might not be the best of players, they are still players that could eventually develop. Getting another tackle, but to play them at right tackle, Jalen Duncan, filling up two really important positions on the offensive side of the ball. The running backs, the wide receivers, the tight ends, they're all just a little bit too good right now for them to be approved. Being the brother of a Pro Bowler, Chris Lindstrom has its perks, as Alec Lindstrom is going to be the starting center. And now the quarterback, Bagent, would be getting a weapon in Cameron Latu, 6'5", also young, lacking in the speed, lacking in the blocking, not very good at catching, not very good at route running. Latu. Now on the defensive side of the ball, a man who plays well with others, Anthony, is going to be a starting outside linebacker. It has not been confirmed whether it will be a 3-4 or a 4-3. I think it kind of depends on what kind of talents this team can pick up. But you definitely expect him to maybe play in coverage, but we'll see what happens. He doesn't have the best habit, but he is now the starting strong safety. Going for a linebacker with a little bit of size, Sterling Weatherford. He's an okay block-shedding zone coverage guy with some speed and a little bit of hip power. big size, and young enough. Maybe not quite the basketball player, but a decent guard in Chris Paul, 24 years old. And if this team is to play in a 4-3, rounding out the final linebacker starter in Cam Jones. Now, while a very big man, not the most talented man, Siaki Ika is going to be the starting DT for this team. Kind of a weird stretch if this is a 4-3 squad, though, because he is obviously not the best at getting to the quarterback. Now, while not the worst player in the world, running back is a dime a dozen no matter where you want to relocate, no matter how many rebrands you want to do in the league. 5'8", with a little bit of speed, a little bit of juke ability, okay trucking, okay receiving, but still under a top 100 running back. But potentially our starter. And finishing off the right guard spot and the offensive line spot in general, Ekior Jr. And not the worst player in the world, but D'Angelo Malone, pass rusher, edge rusher. Not a dime a dozen, but a pretty plentiful one. D'Angelo Malone approved to be the starting edge rusher of this team, one of them. And you need a little thunder for your Lightning. Roshan Johnson, not the fastest, okay trucking, very good carrying though. So at the very worst, a guy that if you need to just hand the ball a few times to win a game, kneel out a game, clock the game. Roshan Johnson, I don't think that's happening anytime soon. Colby Wooden, very young potential edge rusher. He's kind of scouted to be either a DT or edge. I mean, I guess it's kind of how it works, but kind of can choose which one really, just kind of bulk up or stay where he is, maybe slightly slim down. But a versatile guy, which definitely helps out quite a bit. And then our first cornerback, while not a bad overall, for very obvious reasons, not a whole lot of people want him at cornerback. So Riley Moss will be our starter. Trying to hit the young well again, Trey Dean III. Big, but not the fastest, but will find a spot on this team. And now the team is going to find itself its first wide receiver in Ronnie Bell. Okay size, not the best of speed, but has decent hands and all right route running. And you always need more than two safeties. Now, while not related to the previous pretty damn good safety Michael Griffin II, hoping to play like him. And whether because it's a funny name or because he's actually got a little bit of speed with that size, Zach Kuntz is going to be joining the squad as potentially the starting tight end, maybe the backup. Only preseason will tell. And speaking of preseason competition, we're going to be adding quarterback Sean Clifford, who's got some accuracy, has a little bit of speed, but is definitely lacking in the throw power, hoping for our very own Brock Purdy story. The GOAT! Another lineman in Wyatt Davis, who's very good at pass blocking. Adding another block-shedding DT in Jaquelin Roy. Adding another massive tackle that might give a run for that starting right tackle spot. Blake Freeland. Gonna have ourselves a backup DT, and just like his name, it would not be costing you much to maybe leave a like and subscribe if you're enjoying the video so far and are excited for this series. And if you're not new, I really do appreciate continued support. Doug Costin, the new number 3 DT likely. And yes, I know that was very cringe. Relax. The block shedder well in Mauga, young as well. And it never hurts to bring in a guy that has a little bit of a following. Tommy DeVito will be our third and final quarterback. Another backup safety. We should have all of our safeties now with Elijah Hicks on the squad. Grabbing a fullback to help out the run game in Gabe Nabbers. And a very young wide receiver in Kayshawn Boutte. Young, developable, but obviously insanely raw and doesn't have like a crazy intangible. So going to be approved and going to be our number 2 wide receiver. Potentially bringing a little bit of veteran presence to the table. Takaris McKinley, who never really developed as a starter, is going to get a second chance here. And a bit past his prime, but very decent still, and a really good wide receiver coach while being a player. Randall Cobb might actually get some of the Packers fans on board with him. Adding a guy that could kind of do both. Juke ability and trucking is there. Chris Rodriguez Jr. definitely has the size. Might even be, not trying to play favorites, my front runner for starter. And for what could be our very only star Dev Plus player, John Michael Schmitz Jr., little bit on the older side for a rookie, but has redeeming qualities, will be added to the team. I skipped a few picks, but we have another corner in Josh Hayes. A little bit of speed, a little bit of youth, a little bit of raw in the tackle. An insanely young corner with some ball skills, but not the fastest. Has some size, though, Eli Ricks. And now we're just going to be adding our special teams and, doing the fillers in behind. Chad Ryland, the kicker, is going to be our starting kicker. And then the punter, Michael Turk. Adding another Packer, actually, Malik Heath. Backup for now, but you never know with this wide receiver group. And the super physical little Jordan Humphrey, very good at catching, not the best at getting open or being fast. Ultra young cornerback Nick Jones is going to be our fourth, which pretty much finishes off the corners. We got 4 of them now. We'll obviously get to 6 just for potential injuries, but as far as who's going to be starting, that's probably the likely 4. And welcome to the new look of the league. We have all of our relocation teams in order. You have the Oakland. Let's go by division, actually. Let's go by the division. So the AFC North is Oklahoma City Antlers, the San Antonio Golden Eagles, the St. Louis Sentinels, and the Oakland Tigers. Then you move on to the AFC South. You have the Chicago Blues, the Sacramento Dreadnoughts, the Montreal Monarchs, the Salt Lake City Redwoods. Then you move on to the AFC East. There's been an oversight, all right? There's only 31 teams. So you have the Austin Jets. The Texas Jets, oh my. The Memphis Lumberjacks, the San Diego Nighthawks, and the St. Louis Riverhogs. Then on the AFC West, you have the Honolulu Aviators, the Albuquerque Desperados, the Omaha Huskies, and the Vancouver Snowhawks. Then you have our division, the NFC North, the Anchorage, Alaska Bisons. That is, of course, us, the Vancouver Elks, the Omaha Orbits, and the Portland Steamers. Looking at the NFC South now, the San Juan Armadillos, the Mexico City Mounties, the Rio de Janeiro Thunderbirds, and the Buenos Aires Voyagers. You now have the NFC East in the Virginia Beach Bulls, the Canton Caps, the Memphis Pioneers, and the Louisville Wizards. And for the final division, across the world, the London Black Knights, the Melbourne, Australia Condors, the Tokyo Dragons, and the Dublin Shamrocks. This is your new NFL. I'm actually really excited for this series. I really am. It's not just that we have all these relocation teams, but just in general, we have one of the toughest rosters we've had to work with. Our quarterback doesn't even have a pitcher. I mean, our backup quarterbacks have a silhouette, but they don't have a pitcher either. But there's no pitcher at all for our starting quarterback. But this is who it looks like is going to be the starter. For right now, we have preseason. I have the quarters on 5 minutes, as I want to get all of these guys a chance to play. And the best way to do that without each game being, an hour long is to put them lower, obviously. And then look at the defense. Don't know how much is going to change. There's a lot of names here that, easily can move up and down the list. D'Angelo Malone would likely be the automatic starter. But other than maybe Riley Moss, D'Angelo Malone, and John Michael Schmitz, I don't know, dude. I don't know if there's any other guy that is guaranteed to be a starter on this team. Everyone else can literally be benched. That is the craziest we've had. We have never had this big of a question mark ever. And of course, we're going to be taking our question marks to Oklahoma City to play in the Forest. And if you guys want to see episode 2, which would be week 1 tomorrow, 200 likes will get us that. And while you're down there, maybe subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, I do really appreciate your continued support on the channel. That's about it. Let's see what we're cooking with. And here we are. Look at their stadium. They have the canopy top, I believe. It is the first game of the league restart. You can see that their quarterback is Deshaun Watson. Obviously, our guys, this isn't really preseason, right? This is really not preseason for us. This is basically the Super Bowl. All of our players are going to be playing this like it's the Super Bowl. Their lives are on the line. And they got to do whatever they can to try and show us something to say, hey, maybe I deserve to be up on the top of the depth chart. Maybe I deserve to move up a couple of spots. And then maybe the next game I move up a couple of spots. Maybe I become one of the best players in the entire league. I just need a chance. But to get that chance, you got to show something. And obviously, the coach, Fredward Dingler IV, is going to have himself a tough season on his hands. Winning a couple of games may on its own be very, very difficult, let alone somehow turning this team into a Super Bowl champion team. But obviously, with a bunch of question marks comes a couple of upsides maybe. Maybe we have a couple of guys on this team that are actual gems. And obviously right now, that is the time to find out. Chad Ryland, the starting kicker. No real competition at kicker as there's not really much competition to be had. The kicker pool is pretty weak right now, and he obviously has the best leg that we really can afford. And then looking at their roster, obviously we're going to have to take a look a little bit deeper at their team. Even though it's the preseason, I'm still curious to see who we're playing. Obviously, Deshaun Watson. Definitely a name. Don't know if he's that good anymore, but definitely a name. Looking at the Antlers, though, starting quarterback Deshaun Watson, starting running back Austin Eckler, DK Metcalf, starting wide receiver, George Pickens at number 2. A lot of size there, especially at the number 3, Tim Patrick. Number 4, Mac Hollins. Holy height! This is insane. They have so much height. Noah Fant at tight end. Mercedes Lewis is the backup. Left tackle Rasheed Walker, left guard. Whitehair, center Lindsley. Glowinski at right guard, and then Conklin at right tackle. This has got to be a team with a sick defense because that offense looks so lackluster. Kenny Clark, 84 overall. Myles Garrett at 98. DJ Reader at 87. Azeez Ojulari at a 72. Devin White and Bynes, assuming this is a 3-4. Quincy Williams, who is an 83 overall. And then cornerbacks J.C. Horn, Cam Taylor-Britt, with Simmons at free safety, Ward at strong safety. I'm going to be honest with you, that might be the worst team I've ever seen, like, ever. Like, I don't know what I just saw, but it was not good. It was not good. Let's see what we got for pass rush. And, oh my god. Oh my god. First play, 29 yards. There goes Austin Eckler. We're in a 4-3, and a lot of our plays are going to be designed to stop the run. Because, I mean, I feel like with the talent difference... Well, there goes a wide open receiver again. A little bit behind him. Slips off the tackle. Slips off of that tackle. And he's still going. George Pickens in for the score. This is pretty expected. It doesn't change the fact that it sucks. The tackling, all the sliders are literally just a little out of announcer mode. Our Texans franchise. You know, there's definitely a bit of a difference between those two teams. And we're seeing that early. And I suppose there's question marks all across the board. Who's the kick returner? Who's the punt returner? Who's the backup here? Who's the starter there? Kick returning is a pretty big aspect of the game. If you can get a nice start, which we don't, on the field position, things can definitely change. But obviously, Bajent, do we really even want to know? I love these uniforms, by the way. And I've seen some, question marks to the helmets, I kind of like them. I know it's, weird to have, what is it, basically 3 color schemes? But I like the brightness. I don't know why, but I feel like it would be a team that's, from Mexico or something rather than Alaska. But, here we are. I mean, maybe the running back coverage is pretty decent. I got to say the offensive line played pretty well there. It's not bad at all. Kenny Clark playing on the edge might also help us because obviously he's not really an edge guy. And Tyler Batty gains 2 yards. All right, time to get a little more aggressive. I will say Ronnie Bell looking pretty open here. Let's see if Bajent can hit him. And it's a little overthrown and almost picked. That will be a punt. Michael Turk, not a lot of competition at that special team spot either, but we'll still take a look. Nobody getting off their... They're still locked up! Who's this? They're cooking. Oh, what a hit! Michael Griffin II with a big play. Got a lot of random numbers. We actually, speaking of, got pretty lucky with our numbers. Oh, nice tackle. He got the first down, but that's the first tackle we had that counts. He's frozen. He doesn't know what to do. But yeah, a lot of our numbers didn't really conflict. Everyone's numbers. Everyone pretty much got happy. They were happy with their numbers. To the outside, Eckler, one-on-one tackle. Getting tackled by Smoke Monday. It's nice to have a schedule for when you're going to do it. Costin on the inside. We also probably do need a little bit more depth at the DT spot. Oh, Lord. Best of luck to you. Best of luck to you. Takars McKinley, not going to happen. Pretty good coverage and dropped by Watson. Orgy Pretty good coverage there, like I said. Not bad. Is Costin supposed to be on the inside? Oh, he's actually making a play, and over the middle is wide open. Nice hit. Tried to strip him and actually blasted him instead. It's obviously a really bad offense, too, so... I mean, we're going to be seeing way better teams than this. Got to cover this. Outside, obviously wide open, missed. Got to remember, while our team is bad, they are NFL talents. On the lower end of the spectrum, obviously, but NFL talents nonetheless. So it's not like we're going to get beat. Well, we could get beat 100-0 every game, but it's not like we're going to beat for like 20-some thousand yards per play as we finally get a tackle for a loss. Doug Costin moving all over the line there, looking pretty good on the blitz. 2nd and 12 from the 19-yard line. Trey Dean not going to get it. Nice cutback, and that might be a touchdown. Trying to get up there. We sold really hard, and then Jones gets trucked over by Miles Sanders. Got to say, though, I don't really know how many players we have on this team that are even capable of really being good return men. I'll tell you one thing. It's not him. It's not Lil Jordan Humphrey, even though he did get to 19. Oh, no. We got a new quarterback in, though. Sean Clifford. Didn't really get to see too much of the number ones, but you know what? There's 3 preseason games for a reason. Clifford with the crowd against him, really. Roshan Johnson not really getting a chance to move that ball to the right arm to get a proper stiff arm. Gains 2, though. I don't even think we completed a single pass with Bajent. So that's something. 2 people on Azukanma. Deep look inside, and it's a little underthrown. Receiver ran a little deep. Not a great route at all, and we had a chance, but ball needs to be a little bit better. I don't really believe we're going to be beating the press too often. I'm looking. Not really. And we're in trouble again. That will be a punt, unfortunately. And all the time in the world to throw. Not going to get less than a first down. We are doomed. If Mac Hollins, who just made the play for them, joined our team, it would feel like we just got AJ Green. That's how bad our squad is. I mean, how is that completed? We try to go for the strip there because it's like, why not? We got a crowd. That is just insane. Perfectly on the money. N'Keal Harry, another guy that would look like freaking Julio Jones if he joined our squad. This squad is not squatting. Trying to get out there, and we are locked up. A holding penalty. Trying to strip this ball. We need it. Yeah, losers. Ball's coming back now. What you think about that? Exactly. All right, I want to see someone, like, take the ball away. Let's see a turnover, why don't we? That guy's open. That guy's open, too. Get out there. Good strip attempt again. Really good tackle, though. You know, he actually got him down with the strip attempt. The mid. Let's see if we can get there. We're bringing the whole squad. He slips off the tackles 2 times, but ultimately is sacked. Oh, Lord, Weatherford, thank you. And they're going to be forced to punt. I guess their kicker is not the best. I don't know why we're trying Lil Jordan Humphrey out here. I guess, like, a solid guy to just not... Okay, that was a really bad punt. Just not turn the ball over. All right, let's see if anyone on offense could just show us something. Just show us something. Lil Jordan Humphrey in the slot, though, is a little weird, I will say. Our tight end's lost. Almost picked, dropped. Our tight end is genuinely lost. He's supposed to run a double move up the middle of the field, and he just got lost. And that's a fumble, and recovered by the Antlers. That out, the quick out, I thought the guy that covered the tight end was going to cover him, and he just did not. Clifford fumbling on the play, but really no one open. I mean, maybe the pass off there on the drag could have found that in between, but was looking to that right side and just, you know, where the bunch was, didn't matter. We did force the punt, but the punt ended up becoming a good thing for them as they're now at the 7-yard line with a fresh set of downs. And we're a little late. Almost got the pick with a diving play. Michael Griffin's at least been close. He's at least been close, but Mac Hollins going to be getting a touchdown there. The Antlers are up 21-0. Let us try again. Randall Cobb now coming out on the field. Our most veteran player. And that is not a good look. Sean Clifford, the rookie, overthrowing his wide open tight end. Well, actually, wide receiver who looks like a tight end because of how slow he is. For an interception of D'Anthony Bell. Once again, these are not their best players anymore. These are also backups. Unfortunately, missing the throw by a lot will lead to the turnover. Just haven't really seen many opportunities to throw the ball in general. And trying to get out there. Picked. Jones. to the 49-yard line. Nick Jones. I know the clock was a situation. I just felt like maybe just getting some yards in general is better than just not doing anything. And that's another fumble by Sean Clifford. I mean, there I can't really blame him. What a tackle by the lineman, though. 24-0 at halftime is, once again, not a pretty sight to see. But Nick Jones with a pick. Michael Griffin in decent coverage on some players that he probably shouldn't even be anywhere near. I mean, there's a couple of names that are kind of, we're able to look at here. Randall Cobb, a little bit of kick return experience in his NFL career, and there goes Cobb to the 40. I know he's an old man, but I mean, it's hard to beat that already. It is already hard for anyone to beat that success. One play to the 40-yard line. Of course, looking at the overall first half stats, not a pretty sight. Randall Cobb is now back there to return yet again. He's getting some decent blocks and slips off a one, but fumbles the next. Recovered by, I don't even know who that was. Gabe Nabbers, maybe? Nope. Recovered by the opposing team. Oh, my Lord. Please. Randall Cobb, two pretty decent returns, and then fumbles. Weatherford, chance. Oh. I mean, once again, back up for them. Is that N'Keal Harry dropping that one wide open, but really good coverage. It's just you got to locate the ball. I mean, any of these guys can just run a straight line. He does a curl route, and you're still running. That's a GG. Really good coverage deep. Jimmy Garoppolo buying time. Not that he needs to buy much. Trying to knock the ball out of Mac Hollins has an easy time. Coverage was decent. Pass rush was non-existent, though. On a potential run. Pinch the line just in case it's a run. And I get it, right? It is really hard to play defense, and you're focused on your guy in man coverage. But Jimmy Garoppolo just sent you a gift, and you did not take it. It's honestly just a bit rude. Just not accepting someone's gift. And one-on-one tackle, needs some help, and gets it to the 2-yard line. Michael Griffin, I'm telling you, the guy's everywhere. Michael Griffin II is him at the moment. If he gets that. Oh, Michael Griffin! Player of the game so far. Randall Cobb on the return. Just don't fumble. I mean, he's got moves. He's got moves. He's got vision. He's got moves. I mean, I would love him at running back even. Forget wide receiver, which we need a lot of talent at. I would just like to have him at running back. I feel like he could do some damage, but at his age, I just don't know if that's viable. A nice throw there. Underneath. There we go. The big fella. 6'2". Ezukanma. They've got all the momentum in the world. Roshan Johnson. Actually gets some help. Tries the truck. Kind of does. Gets about 6. Offense is, I mean, it's moving slightly. We'll take it. Daz Newsome on the in-cut. It's a tough one. Hands catch. What a catch. Beautiful. Receiver is off. The corner was off enough. Randall Cobb running deep. Wide open for Daz Newsome, I believe. It's going to take a little while to get used to these names, Going to go with the play action. Sean Clifford on the rollout. A couple of fumbles this game, but at least not an interception. Actually, no, he did have an interception. What I'm talking about. Backup tight end gets 5. Let's run up the middle, see what we can do. Because obviously it's preseason and it's 4-down territory anyways. We get a little bit or a lot. Roshan Johnson trucking again, doing an okay job to the 15. You maybe go for it on 4th down, but didn't need to. I would like to run the fade, but it's a little deep, I think. Zach Kuntz, a little overthrown, and that will be intercepted. Kuntz is fast, but not Belfast, who, said Belfast. Blitz time again. We've been okay against, doing the blitzes. And, blasted without even realizing Goodrich. That was a long developing play action. And Goodrich comes in untouched. Bringing him on the blitz again. Maybe he's our blitz man. Maybe he's the slot corner. Running back's open. He's going to take that deep over the middle. A really good try on the hit. Doesn't finish the job, though. They're trying to clock us here. Oh, we're out here. Michael Griffin. Easy stop. Michael Griffin might be making a name as the starter. And they're going to be coming with a blitz. Or they're going to be coming with the go for. I'm going to be coming with the blitz. Griffin, make a play for us. Griffin is in decent coverage. The ball needed to be out further because of that. And it's going to be a turnover on downs. Let's see if he's got anything to spark us. Over the middle. Widely overthrown and picked off. Again by the Antlers. Did a little bit of a touch pass. I felt like it's the safest throw a bullet, and, that can go wild. Touch pass, you're allowed to put a little bit of air under it, let the receiver go get under it, and it's just another vast overthrow. And that would end the game. No other chances on offense. They would clock the game out, and we would leave the first preseason game, to be fair, on the road, scoreless. Definitely could have been worse, though, on the allowing points end, so 27-0. There's still some positives to take away. There was a couple of decent singular performances from some players, but overall, especially on offense, definitely not a proud product. Looking at the numbers, Clifford, he had the most yards. No one else completed a single pass, but he also completed too many passes to the other team. Rushing-wise, Roschon Johnson had a couple of decent runs in there, but for the most part, didn't really have much going there either, and the receivers just struggled to get open at all, and really, it was just not a proud performance on the offensive side of the ball, and we threw too many interceptions. Nick Jones, though, with a pick, and obviously Michael Griffin was amazing. But it's time to go on to preseason week 2 against the St. Louis Riverhogs. Home uniform's looking pretty nice, but I gotta be honest, trying to do this running back scenario thing with Roschon, I wonder if it's possible. Obviously, he just broke one free there, but I actually wonder if it's possible because he is insanely slow. He's super powerful, but in a scenario like this where time is of the essence and trying to just get to the end zone is a challenge, we actually might be, cooked. I mean, we definitely can't fail once, but I suppose so far, so good. Please let me in the end zone. Wow, I actually got it in the first try. Barely, though. Now we're doing the DB battle. I got to be honest, this one seems like it should be almost guaranteed. Why did I have to speak? Why do I speak ever? Who allowed this man to speak? I mean, I get it. We're going against our DBs, right? We are our DBs, but why couldn't I see this kind of separation in the game the first week? Didn't see that. Gotta say, though, Riley Moss kind of moves decently. I gotta say it. Oh, who says Riley Moss can't cook? Who said it? Oh, come on, man. It was so perfect. Nice to see a dev up on one of these. Can't get it. That's all right. It's still pretty good. 23,150. I think you only need like 9 to 10,000, so it's like over double the wide receiver one, though. This could be challenging. Obviously, we're on the hunt for dev-ups. And sadly, no dev-ups. Not a whole lot of upgrades, but Bajent is one of them. Strong Arm is going to be the upgrade. He definitely needs throw power. Only has 86. He's definitely our most developable guy because of his age, but in general, it is, in general, it's not the best looking squad in the world for potential. But Ronnie Bell, 69 overall, even after the upgrade, gets a speed boost, which definitely most players on this team do need. He very much so. Only had 88, now 89. Azukanma, the only guy to have really a decent gainer, but it was only 1 for 18, gets a decent upgrade here. Route running's not the best, but release is okay. Catching's decent, a little slower, but 6'2", so has a little bit of a frame. And then Orgy, funny. And look at the home stadium. It's beautiful. We love to see it. Looks like their quarterback is Bryce Young, number 8 versus number 9. As Sean Clifford is going to be the starter for this game, as we want to give everyone a chance. Sean Clifford at least completed some passes, even though he threw 2 interceptions, had multiple fumbles. But at this point, there's not really many options, right? The trade market's bare, free agency's basically non-existent. And our freaking uniforms look amazing. Gotta say it. They gotta say it. Look pretty damn sick. Before the Riverhogs take the field, Bryce Young, starting quarterback, 72 overall. Obviously, a lot of upside, more than right now talent. Josh Jacobs, very good starting running back with a lot of trucking and some decent juke moves. Fullbacks, apparently, Tyler Algier. Wide receivers, Mike Williams. Not too great at the opposite side of him, though, in Josh Reynolds. He's put up some numbers, but Juju Smith-Schuster, Michael Wilson, Olabisi Johnson, and David Moore. They could definitely use some help at that position, but I suppose I would just maybe move up Michael Wilson, have a little bit of development there. Tight end, Dalton Schultz, not a bad possession tight end. Left tackle's amazing, left guard's decent, center's okay, right guard's okay, right tackle's one of the best in the league. Left end is okay, right end is meh, DTs are meh, left out is meh, middle linebackers, not bad, even though Lewis should probably be playing edge. Baron Browning, he's okay. Cornerback, one of the best in the league. Cater Kohu, decent athleticism. Caleb Farley, decent athleticism. Derek Forrest, decent athleticism. Strong safety, he's okay, and he's young. Going to be trying to stop this run early. You got Josh Jacobs as their by far best weapon on offense. So why wouldn't they try to run this ball? As we are trying to string it out, and we do get the tackle. Gains nothing. Yeah, I don't really feel like we're going to see much from the edge this game, as we actually get some good pressure on the inside, forcing Jacobs to go 2 for 1 yards only. But this is where things become a problem. Ika. Oh, we got a free rush on the blitz. He's going to be sacked. We forced a 3 and out. No shot. Newsome on the return. You obviously have a couple of different guys that we're looking at for return man, but most of them pretty slow anyways. Oh, my Lord. Want to help? Good move by Newsome, who bounces it all the way back out. Gains like 5 or 6, but a lot of effort to do so. And now brand new quarterback starting. Obviously played last week, but didn't start. Has a little bit of speed, just a little bit. This is Sean Clifford. Tyler Batty on the inside handoff. Didn't really see him too much first game. Ronnie Bell is open, but Tyler Batty has a chance as well. Trying to bounce it inside. Does get about 5 against Levante David of all players. Right, play action. Obviously, Surtan's going to pretty much lock up every freaking time. Batty out the backfield and just a terrible throw by Sean Clifford. Had what felt like a really good chance to convert early. To the tight end. Dropped. The ball's there. Got to catch that. And instead, it's going to be a punt. Back out on defense. I got to say, the way they're going to be playing and the fact that they have insane tackles tells me that we're not going to get a lot of film in this first quarter against them on defense. And that's not bad coverage. I mean, don't get me wrong. He probably catches it if the ball's in his vicinity, but that's still really impressive. Hicks. It's going to be a screen pass. Missing the tackle on Juju, but only gaining 2. Doug Costin makes a move, but unfortunately the receiver on the outside is wide open. Bryce Young, lacking in throw power, still can get it there. Running from pressure that doesn't exist. Ika, the big fella. Uh-oh. Get vertical. Good tackle by the team, but yeah, that slant. Doesn't take much to beat these DBs. Trey Dean playing really close to the line of scrimmage, which that size you want, in fairness. Missed hard. Somebody get him. Gains like 14. From the 30-yard line. Riverhog's getting more comfortable now. Running back's open. He's going to run right into the big fella, Ika. Oh, Lord, that is punishment. Bryce Young, not the biggest dude. Running into quite possibly the biggest dude. Definitely not the move you wanted it to be, if you're them. Stepping up slightly. Dropping back. Short throw outside. Just got to bring him down, which we do. Only gains 3. Second quarter, I mean, our defense is playing a little bit better. But at the same time, it kind of feels like just an incompetent offense on the other side. And trust me, we are the experts of knowing these things. From the 33-yard line, empty backfield, 3rd and 13. They're going to bring an extra rush. And we actually get, oh no. We actually get in there anyways with the extra blockers. And we will force a field goal. Okay, maybe we're getting a handle of it a little bit. Maybe we know we're doing a little bit more than we thought. And we're kind of out-coaching them. They have the points, but we are out-coaching them, considering the talent difference. On the return, Daz Newsome going to be stepping through. And doing an okay job. Just got to protect that ball. We've been fumbling quite a bit. Clifford back out there for another try at it. Be nice to see someone other than Clifford actually complete a pass this game, though. Going to go to the running back. Batty gets blasted for 2. Malik Heath, definitely a guy with a little bit of size. Latu, pretty good, but overthrown, unfortunately. This is a good route, just the ball doesn't get there. Over the middle and just not going to have the time to throw it. That will be a punt. It's orgy time, baby. Curl route, and he throws it away. The Riverhogs offense looks terrible. Newsome on the return did a pretty good job of creating yards that really weren't there, and man, this team is slow. What seems to be the last drive for Mr. Clifford. Let's see if he can jump out in front of the rest with a decent drive here. And that is an open receiver. Cut move is pretty useless, but to the 43, completion. Who would have thought this team had something like that in them? A whole completion. From the 43-yard line, could take the drag. And that's going to be a sack, unfortunately. I didn't even feel like we held on to the ball that long either. He was only middle of his drag when the pressure got there. Should be mixing in the run a little bit more than we have, though, I got to say. It's a little late for that now, though, as it's 2nd and 18. And unfortunately blasted by one of the hardest hitters in the league, Levante David. It's a good throw, but Ronnie Bell is being led into a freaking death sentence there, let's be honest. There's a lot of receivers on the other side. Going to be trying to dump this off on the screen to Batty, which they're not ready for, but either our linemen actually kind of got Levante juked, but Levante kind of, sturdied up, and it is going to be a punt. Why are they calling a timeout? They don't want the clock to get to the 2-minute warning. That's crazy. Could be the last drive we're seeing any of the starters, quote-unquote, for either team. Malone in coverage. Not going to get there. Perfectly thrown. Mike Williams wide open. And no, I did not grab Orgy just because I wanted to say Orgy a lot. Wow, I don't know where. Dalton Schultz looked like he was walking his dog, and then the dog doesn't want to run with him. He's like, come on, come on. Looking back like, where are you going, dude? Get the ball. And I think Orgy's supposed to be more of a pass rusher, but oh, Lord, there he goes. Good tackle, though. Hicks up to the line. And streak, wide open Mike again. Nobody can cover this guy. But thankfully, Bryce Young cannot throw the football. It is unfortunate sight to see. Curl route. Stiff arm hard by Dalton, trying to make up for that dog walk drop. 3rd and 2 from the 35. They're treating the clock like it's not a problem, which I guess if you're comfortable and ready to beat us. And inside, trying to knock it out. 2 players hit him, but he holds on anyways. Juju kind of disappearing for a little bit, but then coming back with a pretty big play on 3rd and 2. Mauga against the running back. Okay coverage, but Mike Williams open again to the 11. We're coming with the blitz. No one covering that guy, and another bad throw. Bryce Young looking terrible. And open on the short throw outside. Playing it safe. Smartly knocks him out of bounds. 3rd and 8 for the 9. Smoke Monday. Little behind him, but in coverage. Good enough for the user. Lurk. That'll be picked up by Smoke Monday. What a pick. Picked it off right in front of him. Ran his route for him on that turn. Kind of slipped up a little bit, but recovered. And the safeties showing up. We'll see Clifford for one last drive here. Make it count. Nobody getting real separation here. And throws a really good ball and dropped by Kuntz. Oh, my Lord. That was such a bad drop. I wanted him to call him by what you could easily call him by with the way his name is spelled. And that was actually not even him. It was Latu. Sorry, Kuntz, but you know what? You guys are all tight ends. One of you eats, the other one eats. One of you fails, the other one fails. That's how it goes, baby. It's really not how it goes, but I am covering my ass. What can I say? Trying to make something happen here. Latu holds on. That was a tough catch. I don't know if Clifford has the arm for this Hail Mary, but we're going to have a chance at one at least. Save clock. What clock is there to save? The clock's gone. The clock is out of here. Buy us time. We want the shot. I don't think our guys can even get down there in time, let alone the ball getting down there. I mean, it's a little short. Had a chance. Somebody just needs to punch that ball up into the sky. Only down 3 at half, though. I know it's preseason, but still. This is kind of an improvement. Yards are still pretty bad, but the defense is working. And who everyone wants to see in the kick return, finally going to get a chance here in Batty, the smaller, more elusive, okay speed running back who gets no help. Nice little change of direction play there, but no help at all. Pretty easy to just surround him. Bajent, who was started last week, didn't actually get enough time to even really complete a throw, let alone have a chance to. Going to be starting this drive out for us. And the tight end actually really open there. Kuntz to the 35. Really good throw by Bajent. 20-yarder. Kind of proud of my dude. That's a really good throw. Let's go with the play action as the run game is not going to happen on this play. Let me tell you that much. Wide open backup tight end. He does catch it. There we go. Another 20-plus. Look at the effort. Look at him go. Whiteheart. Definitely feel like that would be a bit of a condition. Rodriguez is going to get a chance. He is a guy that I have a feeling about. Nice cutback. Trying to truck. Does. Great blocking to the 30-yard line with 14 yards. Farley not really running a great number there. It looks a little disgusting, but, you know, it's their guy. Whatever. Do what you want. Inside handoff, Rodriguez getting some nice blocks again. Bouncing with the stiff arm. 7 yards gained. I like it. I like what I see from the start of this this drive, start of this half. Play action from left to right. And he is open. Just got to hit the throw, and I got to say the DB did make a play on it, but overthrown by Bajan anyways. I was going to run a read option, but I don't know about that. Lack of throw power, drops it. 4th and 3. I mean, I kind of want to get some points on the board, but at the same time, we could get a lead with a touchdown. Nate McCrary is in. A lot of, like, short looks. Tight end's open. Can't turn around, and it'll be a turnover on downs. Unbelievable. And we skipped down the field a little bit. It is now 3rd and 6 from the 7. Just about the 4th quarter. Only real chance to win this game here would be to get a stop here. And dropped. Maybe saw the linebacker about to hit him, and we will still have a chance. Browning and company get down the field, but do not score. And they will get a field goal here, but at the end of the day, field goal is not a touchdown. Batty on the return. Good blocking, actually. Cuts up field to the 27-yard line. Bajan, great drive. Got a little aggressive, got a little greedy maybe, and unfortunately did not finish with points. Tight end's open again. Doesn't finish his route, but that's all right because he had the opening. Kuntz, a couple of nice wheel routes to start this half, and not even start this half because quarter length's on a little bit lower, but McCrary getting a chance here on the handoff. And gets a nice set of blocks. Runs it, but fumbles to the 37-yard line. Can't tell if he was actually down or not. A lot of inexperience here. I feel like he probably was down, but obviously there's no point in challenge for us because kind of gained a yard or two. It's a tough throw, but he is open, and he misses a potential touchdown. Would have hold on through a little bit of contact, but there was something there. And a little bit of pressure again, but in general, just no one really open yet again. Got to take this drive differently. I'm kind of just like, I want to test the quarterbacks because the running backs have been decent. But like the best way to test the quarterback is to get the run game going and then play action. And there goes a nice little run for McCrary. Field goal does, put us back into it. But I feel like after the gopher attempt not working, it would look so dumb for us to go for the field goal because then it would have been a tied game if we would have done that in the first place. The tight end, Kuntz, open, gets the conversion to the 23. Pretty big game for him. Pretty big game for the big guy. Screen pass. They're not on it. Blockers are out there, and we just can't even get the ball to him. What are those T-Rex arms doing? Get that ball. Gotta grab that thing, dude. I'm going to take the curl route, and he gets blasted. Gains a decent bit to the 15-yard line. Rodriguez back in. I feel comfortable with him. Let's see what we got. And he's going to make it look easy. To the 11. Hurrying up, just trying to make it a little bit tougher on him. Might just be making it tougher on us. Little Jordan Humphrey, slow but tall. Give him a chance, maybe. Give him a chance, maybe. A little overthrown, and even then, DB gets a hand on it. We've been loving those curl routes. See what we got. Little Jordan Humphrey, one-on-one again. Go with the fade. Nope, they're not going to even give us a fade. And sacked up the middle. Fumbles the ball, doing too much, and might be a score. That is very unfortunate. Tommy DeVito's going to at least get a chance to go out there. All right, DeVito's out here. See what he can do. Rolling out. Cut up field. That is really good coverage, but the throw's on the money, but the right foot is out. There's no way. They're going to review this, but I think he did step out. Maybe he stepped out after he caught it. I don't even know. Foot slide, maybe. No, he's in. He actually should still be running to this day. I mean, if Tommy DeVito mounts this comeback, it's, it's the DeVito show. A little behind him. Oh, my God, that is a terrible decision, in fairness. A little late, and we obviously know the throw power's not there. Trying to fit something in like that is never going to work. And that would be the end of the game. I did see the crosser. I think it was B was on the crosser, but there is a cornerback going deep zone, and I mean, the ball would have had to be played underneath him, and I just don't know if that happens anyways. I thought maybe I could fit that in the Kuntz, but I hesitated slightly, and Levante David, being the player he is, playing in the fourth quarter, mind you, jumps the ball for the pick. Look at the numbers, though. Bajent definitely played a lot better when he actually got to play against the twos. So right now it's hard to tell, but I would say it's Bajent, DeVito, Clifford. Running backs, Rodriguez is going to start next game. We're going to give him a chance. McCurry had a couple of plays, but mostly good blocks. Obviously, same with Rodriguez, but Rodriguez at least did break a couple of tackles as well. Those are kind of the numbers I'm looking at. Cam Jones and Ika with sacks. Smoke Monday with a pick. Levante with a pick. Chris Paul with a little upgrade. I suppose, because these guys are all so low of overalls, I'm just going to not show you much of this at all. Why is that logo so small on the jersey? 2 strength, though, for a guy with low strength is not bad. Unless it's a significant upgrade or a significant player, which I don't know if we really have either at this point. Probably not going to show much. And we get another home game here going up against the Melbourne Condors, who featured Jalen Hurts at quarterback. It's a lot of traveling. But throw medium, stop medium. It's kind of the gist of things. I just also want to know at this stadium, are we going to be seeing a lot of snow? Because it's Alaska. I wonder. Of course, the final preseason game, one of the most important ones there is Tommy DeVito getting the start. Chris Rodriguez getting the start. Zach Kuntz getting the start. Michael Griffin II getting the start. A bunch of very, very big opportunities here for these guys to solidify themselves as starters in their respective positions. Right now, like I said, Bajent, then DeVito, then Mr. Sean Clifford. Not by a whole lot, but Bajent is in the lead. And the other two, very neck and neck with each other. So obviously, it's a big game. Let's see what happens. And unfortunately, the offense on the other side gets on the field with ease. Tommy DeVito get himself a play action. It's a tough throw. A little behind him, but it's there. That needs to be caught. That is one of the toughest throws we've seen made this preseason, and it's catchable. That ball needs to be caught. Simply put, DeVito could take off here. We'll see. Nowhere to take off to, as he's trying to do something crazy again. Not going to get it this time. Quick look at the other team before we finish this third down. Jalen Hurts, 88 overall. Obviously very talented. Running backs, not the fastest group, but some talent. Wide receiver, Amari Cooper's great. Odell Beckham's still pretty good at getting open. And Tutu Atwell got a little bit of speed with KJ Hamler behind him as well. Michael Mayer, upside, but not that fast. Trent Williams, amazing left tackle. Left guard, center are okay. Dotson's pretty good, and then right tackle's a great. Seiler, pretty good in the run defense. Zach Allen, pretty good in the run defense. DT's not the best. Daniil Hunter, pretty good on the outside. Linebackers, specifically Baker, pretty good. Away with some speed. Cornerbacks, definitely lacking with the youth. Free safeties, young. Duggars, somewhat young. Another iffy squad. I mean, we're playing some pretty easy teams in preseason, yet here we are just struggling. And there's just nobody open. That is going to be a throw to the nowhere. And unfortunately, they get another drive on their second possession for a touchdown. Rodriguez up the middle, getting blasted, gains 3. Going to go with a potential quick slant to Booty here. I haven't really seen much of him. And I thought he was going to... Why? What a great catch. But why wouldn't he option to the outside when he sees that the linebacker's on him? Might just be a lack of experience, perhaps, but... Yeah, that could have been really bad when it should not have been. And we're barely going to get that ball off, but pretty big size player in there, and we get it. I think Azu Kanma might have himself a number 2 at least spot on the starting roster. Really good catch there. Showed a little bit of power, too, to make sure that he gets that first down in there. Batty trying to get that left side. Tough block attempt. Rodriguez on the inside. I'm kind of thinking that they're blitzing, so maybe not the best time to be running the ball. And in behind, Tommy DeVito, well behind him. Speaking of, and that will be intercepted. Not a great throw. Didn't lead him up, just led him right to where the ball was. I didn't lead at all, actually, because most of the time you lead with a lower quarterback, it's just overthrown no matter what. It's unfortunately not going to be a play that goes anywhere good. Unfortunately, Orgy all over that. Does a good job to slow him down, though, as Smoke Monday finished the job. Second quarter, 14-0 now. Offense looking about as offensively as usual, if you even want to call it an offense at this rate. For the 36-yard line, Monday coming up. Oh, it's a good play. It's a tough play one-on-one. Does a great job, though, does Riley Moss. Gets some help with a hit stick from Orgy. Gotta say, Orgy's he's got a lot of energy. Feel for something like that, you probably do need a lot of it. Yeah, I know. I'm going to keep making the jokes. From the 24-yard line. Fresh set of downs. Stepping up. He beat us. Try to strip him for whatever reason. Although I suppose getting him down to the 8 is an okay spot to try and get the stop. So far, history kind of not on our side when it comes to if we're going to get this stop or not. And we just allowed ourselves to get blocked. Great cutback attempt, but a huge hit. I don't even know who hit him. Seemed like a Griffin over there. I don't know if it was him or not. And it's surprising. It's a big hit from a corner, especially a smaller corner. Tried to get underneath that, couldn't do it. The bait was almost there. Ran it late, and Odell scores a touchdown. Here comes the return. Okay blocking, but lack of speed is just deadly there. All right, DeVito back out there. Nobody on Bell. Let's see if the linebacker picks him up or not. Not really. And that ball is just... I mean, I don't angle that at all. I don't angle that at all because I don't need to. And it's just terrible. See what we can do with something on the outside, maybe. And that is a really good throw by DeVito. And a great job after the catch by Malik Heath. First time hearing his name. What a play. For 26, the biggest play, I believe, of preseason. At least on our side. Impressive. Quick underneath to Ezu Kanma. Not going to gain much, but 4 yards when you see the rush coming. It's not stupid. Get rid of that ball. Sack will derail the entire drive. To the outside, good bounce. Good juke move and a nice spin. Didn't really get the push I was hoping on that spin, but he gets him damn close to that first down line. Inside, Batty. Who would expect us to hike it before half? Or 2 minute anyways. Not them, apparently. Doing too much. Barely getting it. They're going to say we didn't get it. Hello? What to say? What are we doing? Wake the F up, refs. Refs are as spotty as the spot. Should have taken that underneath. It's a tough throw with pressure. Not going to blame him. RPO zone peak. And Rodriguez almost gets through there. Gains 3. Back to Rodriguez potentially on this screen pass. We're out there. And no help. Cuts it all the way back. The most success we've seen on the screen. Kind of has to do it himself as the team just doesn't help him. He cuts decently hard, but more importantly, he just runs hard. Big size. Holds on. Breaks off the tackle, and Kuntz to the 24-yard line. Making a name for himself as potentially the #1 tight end. Haven't really seen much from Latu. Kuntz, at least, you know, he's a big dude and kind of gets open. Not really open here, and kind of just forced to throw it to him. Read option. They're going to read the read option. We get enough blocks. Batty with a nice fight. They're going to call a timeout, but I don't think they realize I'm willing to go for this. Why the hell wouldn't I be? Trap play is really tough when your line isn't good, but I like it anyways. And Rodriguez finds a little bit of a crease. First down. If we believed in our blocks, you might have been able to turn that into way more than a first down, but obviously I just want to get those yards. That's a pretty good throw and dropped, unfortunately. That's been our man when it comes to the wide receiver spots. I'm a little disappointed to see that drop. Obviously asking for a lot there by going for the rack catch, but I felt like he had it in him. Streak. And that's going to be an insta rush. Right guard died. The clock is like gone. I'm just going to kick the field goal, I suppose. Points, though. Hey, points. Well, first we got to actually kick the thing through the uprights. Should be good. And it's good. Halftime score of 21-3. Oh, how's that ref doing? How you doing? Gee. Well, let's see, DeVito trying to earn that starting job. To the outside, a little overthrown. Catchable, but not going to get it. Really tough. Kuntz on the streak. And that's a pretty good throw. Just the lack of throw power there really hurt, and that will be picked because of it. 3rd and 7, another history lesson. If they get this touchdown, it's pretty much over. We have not been able to show that we can even score 18 points, let alone a lot more than that. And we don't finish the job. Jalen Hurts going to run in for the touchdown. Oh, no. Why is Jalen Hurts even still in? All right, Bagent. I mean, at this point, all Bagent has to do is just not throw like a billion picks, and it's really his job. Out there, pretty good throw. Nice little juke move attempt. Azukanma is still my dude. He is still my mans. Let's go the play action. Again. Kind of. And I just ran us into trouble. I thought Kuntz, almost called him something else, was going to do a little bit better getting out there and open, but just didn't. All right. Going to go with some wheel routes. Kuntz! Kuntz, please! So bad. 3rd and 9. Jalen Hurts still freaking in. Something indeed. Oh, we had the bait. Couldn't finish it, though, and that will be a big play to the 16. Coming with the blitz. See what we got. From the 16-yard line. Coming up to the line is Griffin. And get blocked up. That's free for anyone else. Fights 4 guys and gets a bit of a push. Griffin up to the line. And nice job. There we go, Monday. Haven't run that mid-blitz since we seen it earlier. Let's try it now here. Leaving the running back open. We missed. There's no way. Oh, and for worse measure, the guy doesn't even finish the play. He possessions a play where nobody's on him. I mean, I figured I had to come in there with the blitz and dive at him early, and still he made the play. Fullbacks in and short. 4th quarter. The backups are now in. Still think it's a run, though. Edwards looking huge. One-on-one tackled. Off the edge. I like to see it. That's a tough tackle. Hicks making a play, the safety. I think that's Elijah Hicks instead of Eli Hicks. Shimauga. Can't get over where I needed to, and didn't matter because they went to the tight end wide open. Schoonmaker. All right, Roshan Johnson, handoff. Let's just get a touchdown. Have we had a touchdown this entire preseason? And Roshan is so slow, Sean. Yeah, I didn't need to say it. I didn't need to say it. Again, Bajan just basically has to not throw 45 picks, and it's his job. There's no way he hits this. Oh. Anyone but Lil Jordan Humphrey, and that's caught. Anyone at all. But at the same time, anyone but Little Jordan Humphrey, and maybe they actually cover him. Because why cover him when he's that slow? Little Jordan Humphrey, though. Oh! What a catch, though, by Roshan. But why did he stop? He had him beat. It's a hell of a catch. Pretty good throw, considering. All right, quick throw outside. Newsom could be my man's. It's a tough one. It's on the money. Great catch. Great catch. I'm trying to remember. It's hard, but I feel this would be our only touchdown drive, right? A little overthrown, but not really that good of a route. More importantly, where's the PI? Caught my man well before the ball even had a chance. He maybe could have dove for it, but we'll never know because he was tackled. Screen, Roshan, slow Sean once again. But the blocks were perfect. Maybe we do need to slow down on these screens. He had a lot of yards on a screen pass that just, you know, he was not out there. He was slow. Speaking of slow, Lil Jordan. But he is debatably our best route runner. He's just so slow. Catching that is big, though. You know, you catch the ball consistently when nobody's getting open. I mean, at least you're doing something. Speed don't mean a thing if you can't get the ball because, you know, you're just not open. Seen Lil Jordan Humphrey running free a couple of times now. See what he can do on a curl route. Don't know if we're going to even get that ball out there. Won't matter anyways. And Bajent trying to do too much probably, but holds on. Gets pummeled for 6. Had the curl route, but why go for the curl when I could just hand the, you know, run to Bajent. He's open, but slightly overthrown because of pressure. It's a great route. For once, I'm seeing something. Malik Heath putting on a little bit of a show, a tiny bit. I feel like he moves around a little bit in this this lineup compared to the other guys. That's a tough one to Latu, who holds on. Beautiful catch. Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why Bajent was the number 1 pick for us. I think he is the best option. Not like he's, you know, number 1 overall worthy or something, but it's a tough one. Well overthrown, unfortunately, and picked off. Just had to say something, didn't I? It's still a decent drive. He still showed the most. I think it is Bajent, DeVito, Clifford. Running backs, Rodriguez, Batty because of the varying style, but Roshan was the second best running back for sure. There's no question about it. Azukama is the number 1 wide receiver on the team. I think Bell's the number 2. Cobb didn't play much in preseason because he's a veteran, and we know he's good. Might get that number 3 spot. If not, maybe a Booty. Lil Jordan Humphrey probably have 4. Kuntz starting tight end. O-line stays the same. Defense pretty much stays the same, but Michael Griffin II does hold that number 2 spot for sure. Orgy, if not actually starting, will get a spot as well, as he has shown a lot of hustle, and he's done a decent job. And Campbell, pretty good. That would end the game, though, 35-3. Really haven't seen much from our offense at all in preseason, but it's a bad squad that needs time to develop. Maybe we get a couple of breakouts during the season, and maybe we're not in as bad of a spot by the end of the year as we kind of expect to be, right? We're kind of expecting that this draft is going to basically come out with like 5 guaranteed starters minimum, not counting a potential trade down if, quarterback's not up there. Feel like we're a little early for a quarterback, though, so personally, unless there is an absolute goon, I would say edge rusher is what you look for first, because what's the point of getting a really good quarterback if you can't protect him, you don't have receivers, your defense sucks, right? But if you have a really good edge rusher, maybe you get some, pressure, and it does kind of suck that Sean Clifford didn't get a chance in this one, but he showed plenty of times that he's not the best. At least DeVito's very athletic, and then Bajan is our best pure passer. Not that that's saying much. Running, Rodriguez, I think, has shown once again that he's going to be the starter. He's the best we got. No touchdowns for us, obviously. Defensively, 2 sacks for Seiler, interception for Duggar, Scott, and Howard, and then there's the kicking. Mario Goodrich had himself a nice little pressure in Game 1, I believe it was. Another guy that, maybe on the come-up, but overall just so many players blending in with each other that really the initial thoughts, for the most part, seem to be the way the roster is going to line up. But Week 1, ironically enough, going against the Elks, our division rival, and we're on the road. That could be a crazy one. I'm excited for this series, though. I think it's going to be a challenge. I think it's going to be super fun team-building-wise, and I do see a chance at a Super Bowl, but not this season. This season, if we made the playoffs, I'd be genuinely shocked. But let's try to just not lead the league in interceptions. That's goal number 1. Maybe run the ball well. But that's about it. If you guys enjoy this one, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Like I said, if you want to see another episode tomorrow, 200 likes would do it. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. Second channel, PK Plays for non-Madden content. And that is basically it. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys are excited for this series and come back for next episode. But until next episode, see ya!